Hi guys, welcome back to Charlie and me, our camping vlog. It's a van build with thanks to our friends at Gary's Glue. Gary'sGlue.ie are the main sponsors of the van build series of videos. This is season 3 of Charlie and me, our camping vlog. It's Wednesday. I don't normally come out on a Wednesday because Wednesday is podcast day with the Camping Crew podcast. And between scripting, doing a bit of housework and getting ready to record that with Chris, I tend to not come out here. So I came out this morning just to drop off some stuff that came out from the post. And I wanted to fill these holes that are in the floor from where we took all the brackets up off the floor. Remember Dermot did all the angle grinding over there, and I just wanted to fill the floors. And I said, right, that's it. And I put the gloves on and I went at it. And then I had taken off some electrics the other day just to have a look. And I said, you know what, I got the switches and I'd love to run in some cables just while I'm here. It's 5 to 11 now. I got out here at 9:30 with the intentions of just filling those holes. I'll show you where I am now. So my initial plan was I wanted to seal around here with my Gary's glue, just glue all those wood bits together. And then I said I might as well just seal all of the holes. I was going to put down a floor, a ply floor, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to buy a good heavy lino and put it down. But anyway, so then I had done this the other day, removed, and we still have the light unit working here. I do want to move that to up here. So by the way, there's a quick look at the plan. That's coming up in a video soon. Anyway, I have since found out by a friend of mine that this air conditioning unit only runs when the engine is on. So that air conditioning unit is coming out, freeing up that bit of headspace. And then I said, right, I want a light switch here. In fact, I want that 3-way light switch here for my awning lights for the right side, the left side, and the back, over the back door. So I said, right, I'd love to put a switch there, but the switch won't fit there. But there was a blank plate here. So I'm running a fish cable up to here, and I had to cut a hole there, which I will blank up, possibly with a plate similar to that. Anyway, so now my plan is to run in 5 cables. I need a feed, a negative, and then I need 3 switch wires for the 3 sets of lights, the right side, the left side, and the back side. So, and though I had no intentions of doing any work today, that's the plan. I'm going to run those cables in. Now, to get them in, as you saw, I cut a hole, and to get that hole, I had to take lights off outside to find the cable run, make sure that there was no problem. So the plan now is to run in 5 cables, a feed, a neutral, which these switches have lights on them, so they need a neutral if you want the lights to work on the switches, and then 3 switch wires, 1 to the right side, 1 to the left side, and 1 to the back side. And that's what I'm going to do now. I got to be honest, I thought that was going to be harder. I took off this inspection panel and I had to cut one there, which I've covered up. So I ran the cables from there up to there, all the way through this duct out to here. So now all I've got to do is I'll do the joints up in there because all of that will be coming out. I need to put a negative feed down to here. That's 2 cables. I have 6. Then I need 3 switch wires. That's going to be the problem. Not so much a problem, but it's going to be, what I've got to do is I've got to connect one of the cables from the switch to the 4 lights here, 1 to the rear light and 1 to the 4 lights on the driver's side. So it's a bit of cable chasing. Plus I've got to disconnect them from the dash lights that are, there's no point, actually you can see them there. I've got to disconnect them from that dash bank there, so they don't come on when I put on the scene lights, that they only come on when we switch them on from in here. I'm going to call it a day because I told Deirdre I'd only be half an hour. And it's now 20 to 12. So I'm going to tidy up here, bring the motorhome back in and call it a day. But tomorrow I'm going to wire those lights. I'm going to get those lights working, all 4 on that side, 4 on that side, and the 1 down the back from this switch here. Hi guys, welcome back to Charlie and me, our camping vlog. It's day 2 of the electrics, 9:25. It's flipping cold and I have the doors open fully, but today's plan is to finish wiring what I started yesterday, which wasn't part of the plan for yesterday. I don't know if I showed you, but they're the switches that I got. These little blue lights to keep in homage with the ambulance, they light up. And then when you switch on, a little light comes on here. So they're the switches I got for the right side, the left side, and the back side. Every time I say backside, which are the lights that were coming. You see that one white light over my head? That will be the back awning light. And then there's 4 on each side, the driver's side and passenger side. So the plan today is get them wired and get them working. I don't know how to video this. I was going to set a camera up, but you don't want to see me just connecting. So I'll drop in every now and again with a little bit of footage of us connecting the lights. I do have to go to, but I will show you. There's power behind the driver's seat and the passenger seat. I'll be using the passenger seat. That's where the 12-volt fuse box is. For these lights, I'm going to be taking off one of those fuse stems. I have plans on putting in our own electrical system up here behind the driver's side inside the cab. But I think for these lights, I'll just connect off with the power that's there at the moment. So let's get into that, and I'll keep updating you as we go along. Excuse the engine noises. I'm getting a low battery warning here on the dash, so I just, even though she's plugged in, I don't know why, so I just kicked on the engine for a minute. So this is the fuse board I was telling you about. I'll just move some stuff out of the way. All the way down here is our electrics. That's the charger. These are big 100, 150 amp and 50 amp fuses, doing the air conditioning and stuff like that. This is a fuse board feeding the radio, the air con and the heating system. And then that feeds off to these fuse boards here. And there's 2 of them, which are there. So my plan is today to run a cable in there and take the feed off there for the light switches. So I've run a cable from the fuse board behind the seat, up behind the seat and across to the first light up here. And that's going to be my positive and negative feed for these lights. That positive and negative will continue down to the light switch. So I've just marked this cable and I'm going to connect it. This will be my positive and negative for the switches. And I'm going to connect that now up in behind the lamps. And that's a positive feed to here. And then from here, I have one cable going to the right side, one cable going to the left side, and one cable going to the back side. So I'm just going to go now and connect this end, the other end of this switch wire, up there to the positive and negative. Okay, so this, like every job on a build, is going to take longer than I thought. I've got the cables down to the fuse board. I've got them up to where I'm making my joints up here. Now I've connected to one light, which is connected to a second, and I'm going to have to run a long cable down to the back lights. Then I'm going to have to run a cable from here across to the front side lights and the back side lights, and then I'm going to have to run a cable all the way down to the back boot lights. So I'm now thinking, will I? Oh no, look, that's the way we're going to do it. Okay, let's see what we've done. So let me turn this camera and show you what I've done so far. Okay, so I've all the cables in up there, and this is the switch with the power onto it. So when I switch on, they'll light up when you have something switched on. So I'm thinking it'll be that one. I'm thinking the first one will be the outside lights for here. So I'm hoping, yes, 2 lights on. Cool. Great, okay, so that's that switch working. Now I've got to get a switch wire down to this end here. 2211, this is going to be all I'll get done today. If I get this side done, get the back one done, I'll be happy, but if I get them all done, I'll be even happier still. I think the last time I spoke to you, I said it was something like 11:15. I can't remember. But running that cable from there down to there is that it's taken nearly half an hour. It broke on me twice trying to fish it through. So there's 2 cables there. There's the switch wire for these 2 lights, and there's the switch wire for the back light here. My problem then, my big problem is, but I only need to get 2 cables. I need to get 2 cables across the roof to the far side of the van. Okay, so let's go in here and flick the switches. First switch, actually I'll just turn this camera. First switch, and those lights come on. And second switch, and Those lights come on. Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm wondering now if I should just connect that one to the reverse lights and not have it on the switch, because it's not going to be easy to get another cable down there, and I've got to get a cable now from the switch across the roof and then from the front to the back. I can't see me getting that done today because it's already 11:30. Oops. And I don't like staying much later than 12:30. But right, let's see if I can get the cable across the roof. That's the next job. Okay, getting the cables across from the passenger side to the driver side was a lot easier than I thought. I managed to get them through this air conditioning unit, and then you have these inspection points. That's a speaker and that's an inspection point. So I fished from the outside light across to this inspection point, across to this one, and then from there outside. So it's actually outside now at the front lights. Now the problem I'm going to have again is getting a cable from the front light all the way down to the back lights, because in the middle of it all these cables come down, so I'm bound to get tangled. But we're going to have to do it. I do have to get a cable from here into this press, because this might be my TV press and I need to put 12 volt and a 220 volt socket in there. So I might cut a hole here, which will make it easier for me to fish the cables down to the outside light. So now I'll just show you what I've got done outside. I have the cables here and I've joined one of them together just there so I can find it on the other side, and that will switch on these two lights, and then that other cable will have to run down to here to switch on these two lights. I'm not going to get all this done today, that's a fact. Okay, I've got the cables connected. I'm going to turn the camera around, point it towards those lights, and we know 1 and 2 are working, so let's switch on light 3. Okay, hang on a second. Great, they came on. Okay, so 10 to 1. Again, I get the hands washed and the van back in. I'm going to call it a day, but this will be a 3-part video because I now have 4 lights working on the passenger side, the front 2 on the driver's side. It's going to be a pig of a job to run the cable down to the back 2 on the driver's side, and then I'm hesitant about the back one. I'd see about putting the back one on the switch. I'd like it because it is a 3-gang switch. Okay. Next time I talk to you, it'll be the next day, and we'll be continuing on with doing the lighting. Day 3 of wiring these lights. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to put that one on a switch, because it's quite a cable run and it's really proving awkward. Today the plan is we have these 4 working, we have the front 2 working, so today's plan is to get the back 2 working and possibly this one. You may have noticed, excuse me, but you may have noticed on the video I hesitated when I was standing down here to switch on light 3, because see, it's a 3-gang switch. I want the right side, the left side and the back, this one here, all on separate switches. But I had wired it. The first switch was the front of the left, the second switch was the back of the left, and the third switch was the front of the right. And that's why I was going, let's switch on. How can this be light 3 when it's supposed to be only light 2? So that's what that craziness was there, that pause back on the video. Okay, so the yard is mad busy today, and I was actually going to bring Charlie out this morning. I did come out this morning. It's 10:15 now. I come out here at 9 o'clock and I brought the motorhome off to get diesel and give it a bit of a run, because it's just been driven out and in and out and in, so I didn't want it to get lazy on me. So let's get some tools out, get the workstation ready. I'm dreading getting the cable from the front lights down to the back. Oh, I'm dreading it, but here we go. So this is proven to be the horrible job I thought it was, trying to get the cables from these back ones through. But as you can see, I got it. I ran 2 cables So I've decided that I am going to wire that light there onto a switch. I'll just pop in here and I'll show you what I've done. It's a bit of a gunter job, but it worked. So the lights are just out there and there's a bunch of cables coming down here which is blocking the way. So I said, right, I'll fish from here, and I just could not get down behind there. So I came into the press and I'll just neatly tape them along there, out there, and it comes out the other side to where the back lights are. And as I say, I ran in two because I can run one around to that reverse light, which would probably be as big a job as it was to run those two cables. I'll probably have a getting around to there, but that's the next plan. And that all took over an hour, just about an hour. Now I was stopped because a sales rep came out to supply me with the stuff to take the gunk off the side of the ambulance, but he didn't have what I was looking for. Right, let's keep going. Okay, I got the cables in. Now I'm just going to go and see if they'll switch on, so hopefully all those lights will come on. All four are on. Okay, 20 past 12 on a Friday. Now let's see if the 3-gang switch works. Switch 1 should be passenger side, switch 2 should be driver side, and switch 3 should be reverse one, back side. Let's take a look. See if I can set the camera up in such a way that I don't want to set up a second camera. I'll see if I can set the camera up that we can get all sides. Okay, from here you should see lights come on. Switch 1, switch 2, and 3. Success. You should have been able to see the lights come on there. You saw those ones. Do you know what here? Switch 1, switch 3, and switch 2. I'm happy with that. Now all I need is to get somebody to supply me with 2 awnings, one for each side. They're very expensive. So I've put all the lights back together. I went to mount the switch. I cut the hole big for the switch. It's not deep enough. I need 3 inches and there's only 2.5 inches. So I can either buy a switch box, we'll say that size, and cut a hole and fit it, which I might do, but I'm going to try and make one first. I'm not going to show you how I'm going to make it, but if it works out, yeah, I might record making it, and if it works out, I'll show you, and if it doesn't work out, I won't even bother putting this piece in. Okay, let me see if I can explain what I need to do. I need a switch box about that size to cut a hole in it. It's got to be deep enough. So I found this piece of wood, which is pretty close to the size I want. So I'm going to mark this out, cut it, cut a replica piece, then cut the hole for the switch out of it, cut the hole for the switch out of it, and see if that'll work. So just let me go and get the jigsaw. Let me go and get the jigsaw and we'll sort this out. Going to need to get a file to tidy that up a little, but I'm just going to see if it will fit the switches. Okay, so they fit. I'm no carpenter. It'll do the job until I get somebody to make me a box, or at least until I buy a box. Right, I've just got to make one more, glue them together, and then fit them to the wall. So mark both ends top, so line them up. This is just a temporary job till I get an actual switch box or until I start the building, but at least it's wired, it's working, and I'm happy out. So it took 3 days to do what possibly we should have been able to get done in one. I think it'll be a different story if there was two of us working on it, because running those cables was just an absolute nightmare. So we now have the awning lights working on the three-way switch outside the door, which concludes this video of the van build. With thanks to our show sponsors, Gary's Glue, garysglue.ie, are sponsoring all of the videos in the van build series, and all the tools we use today were with thanks to Michael Murphy Industrial Tool and Fixing and Supplies for welding and stuff like that, and they're based in Waterford. Please do check out garysglue.ie and mwmurphy.com, and we really would like you to support them as they are supporting us. Until the next time, I'm Aaron from Charlie and Me, our camping vlog, The Van Build, with thanks to Gary's Glue. Stay safe.